Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Navi, and today we'll be looking at some of the absolute best apps for iPad Pro 2020 that have made my life so much convenient. And I've split them into three categories for your convenience: productivity, content creation, and content consumption. And we have timestamp in the description if you want to skip around and look at a specific app or category. Okay, let's look at it now. And I would recommend to stay till the end of this video where I'll show you one absolute best app to raise your productivity game. Now without wasting any time, let's look at the first category, which is productivity apps. In this category, the first app that I want to show you is Notion. I use this app all the time, and this is one of the best app for your task management or project management. As you can see, I use this app for planning my videos and tracking the status of all of them. I've divided them into few categories by status. Let's look at those. This workflow depicts the complete pipeline of videos that I have for this channel. So just to give you an idea, we don't start making a video when an idea pops up in our mind. We have to plan ahead for all the videos that we make. And to stick to the plan and stay organized, Notion is really good. It helps you to segregate those videos by statuses so that you stick to what you want to achieve, and it gives you the overall picture of what you want to do next up. Okay, so the first status that we have is not started. So it is very simple. All the videos that I want to make but I have not started working on them comes into this category. After that comes next up. All the videos that are in the pipeline that I want to make next falls under this category. After that comes in progress, the video that I am currently working on. And at the end we have completed. All the videos that I've already published on YouTube and completed, all those are categorized under this status. You can even create a template so that every time you create a new page for your new video, will have the same boilerplate things available to you. All those statuses, all those different sections will be already populated for you. Notion is a very powerful app. It has got its own inbuilt database, and you can even create the relation between different tables in that database. I don't want to make it too complicated. That was just a programmer inside me talking. And if you really want to know more about all the powerful features Notion provides, let me know in the comment section. I can make a dedicated video in which we can go through all the features of Notion in detail. Next app that I want to show you is Draft. It is really a great tool for taking quick notes on any device like iPad, iPhone, Mac or Apple Watch. I can just open the app and start writing notes, and it will be synced so that I can access them anywhere, and you can even have this as a widget on the home screen. Next app that I want to talk about is Trello. We use this app all the time for tracking our tasks related to house, all the things that are pending to be done in that month. Usually what we do in the beginning of the month, we jot down all the things that has to be finished related to house for that month. Then myself and my wife just work on those things to complete by the end of the month. This is a very simple app with very clean, intuitive UI. You can create a board and you can create new cards. And it is a multi-user app, so you can assign those cards to multiple people, or you can assign it to some person who will be responsible to complete the task. Obviously, this is a very simple use of this app. You can also use this app for tackling any complex project, and this app is equally capable to handle that as well. And one very good thing about this app is that it is available on all the platforms like iOS and Android, which obviously helps with multi-user dependent environment. Okay, let's look at the next productivity app, which is Microsoft To Do. I'm not sure if you're aware of this app, but this is one of the best app for your task management throughout the day. This is probably the first app that I use to start my day. Every morning, I have created a workflow or a Siri shortcut that gets invoked when I stop my alarm. That shortcut then tells me the weather, any meetings for the day, and opens up this app to let me enter what I want to accomplish during the day.
Good morning, Navi. Today is July 15th, 2020. The high for today is 36 degrees Celsius and chances of rain is 10. Please add what would you like to accomplish today.
This app is very intuitive, and I use it like a task manager to keep me focused throughout the day. I can simply create a task in my phone or on my iPad, and it will be synced with my Microsoft account so that I have access to it on all the platforms. And once I finish the task, I just mark it completed, and the status will be updated on all the devices at the same time. And it is available on all the devices like my phone, iPad, Mac, so I can take a glance at my pending task from anywhere, anytime. Next app that I want to quickly talk about is MindNote. If you haven't heard about this app, you're missing on a lot of things. First of all, this app is really powerful. It lets you create like a flow of information which is interconnected in a way that it would be in your mind. So you can literally take all the thoughts that you have in your mind and put it in the MindNote, and they will be interconnected. I usually use this app for my professional work, but I use this app for my personal work as well. Whenever I'm doing any kind of research or creativity kind of project where I need to take down a lot of information that would be interconnected and will only be making sense if they are connected. Well, let's talk about the next app in productivity category, Notability. If you make use of Apple Pencil to take notes, you definitely need this app. This is the only app that I'm going to talk about today which is not free. But believe me, every dollar is worth for this app. Hands down, one of the best app for handwritten note taking. It is not free though. I guess you can get it for $8 or something like that, but believe me, it is worth every dollar. I use it all the time to take handwritten notes. All the other apps that I mentioned previously, they do not have good Apple Pencil support and not meant for handwritten notes. GoodNotes is very close to this app, but I prefer Notability. I know that will rage a war in the comment section, but Notability is what I preferred. GoodNotes is really good. I've used both of them, but my preference personally is Notability. In the productivity apps category, one of the best apps that I use all the time is this PDF Element. It lets me edit PDFs on the go. Most of the times I use it to sign the documents that I have to on the go rather than printing them, signing them physically and then scanning them. It cuts those 3 steps. You can edit your PDF, sign your PDFs inside the document and then just send it back. As you can see, just by a click of a button on the top, it lets me edit the text in this PDF. So I can add some text or delete some text as needed. That was all about productivity category. Now let's talk about content consumption apps. In content consumption category, let's talk about this app called Kindle. I know you all are aware of it. If you have already used Amazon Kindle, you know how good it is for reading. But iPad Pro 11-inch specifically is not bad for reading as well. Obviously, I use this for reading and simultaneously I can take notes on the side by opening Notion or Draft in multitasking window side by side. And since I have got this matte screen protector from iCares, it has really enhanced my reading experience. And if you haven't seen the review of that screen protector, just click on top of this video or in the description. You'll find a very good review on the best affordable matte screen protector for your iPad. For reading, I also use this app called O'Reilly. It has a lot of content for my professional life, and for any book that I want to read to understand new technology, I just use O'Reilly for reading. In content consumption category, I want to talk about this app called Medium. This is a very good app for reading a lot of blogs, and it is getting very famous nowadays because it has a great variety of blogs or content that you can read about for professional, personal, finance, sports, health, etc. Next is Reddit. Obviously, it does not need any introduction. It is a very famous app for current events or to see what is currently going on in the world. And to stay up to date with the current affairs, I use this app called Flipboard. It is a very simple app. You just need to flip the cards to read the news, what is currently going on. Okay, let's now talk about the most interesting app category, which is content creation. In content creation category, the first app that I want to talk about is Lightroom. Adobe Lightroom is available for free on iPad and iPhone, and it is a very powerful app. Every thumbnail that I've created so far for my YouTube videos have gone through the editing process in Lightroom. So I take the picture on my camera, import it to my iPad, and then just edit it. Despite sharing its name with Adobe Photoshop, it cannot perform many Photoshop functions like doctoring, adding, removing or altering the appearance of individual image items, rendering text or 3D objects on image, or modifying individual video frames. Lightroom is not a file manager like Adobe Bridge. It cannot operate on files unless they are imported into its database first and only in recognized image formats. I'm not a professional photo editor, so I cannot comment on advanced features, but to my use as an amateur photo editor, I found it very intuitive, very easy to use. You can change most of the things that you would do on a photo editor, like changing the contrast, brightness, saturation, hue, and all those things. Next app in content creation category is Adobe Spark Post. It is a very powerful app, and again it is available for free on iPad and iPhone. And if you need to use premium functions, and then you can buy a premium version which costs around $10 per month. And there are some special offers for students and teachers. Apart from that, it offers an easy way to make impactful images without having any design skills. It's loaded with creative options for adding and styling text, shapes, and other design elements. But thanks to artificial intelligence, it makes the entire process incredibly simple. If you are a content creator of any kind, be it YouTube, Instagram, blogs, anything, this will help you to create great posters and has got bunch of ready-made templates to use from. And if you are a desktop user and prefer to use desktop for content creation, this is a web-based app, so you can even access Adobe Spark and all your projects on the web. And I use it to create all my Instagram posts. And if you haven't seen and do not follow me on Instagram, this is my Instagram handle. Please follow me on Instagram. And you can even see how I've used Spark Post to create all these interesting Instagram posts. In content creation category, this next app that I want to talk about is WordPress. If you are any kind of content creator, or if you have a WordPress account where you have your blog or something, this is a really good app to keep everything updated. You can look at the analytics of your pages, of your blogs, and if you want to create a new blog, if you want to write something that comes to your mind, you can just open the app, start a new post, and just start writing. So it gives you a flexibility of writing and creating the content on the go. That is why I love this app. Okay, let's talk about one of the best content creation app, which is Canva. If you haven't heard about this, you are missing on a lot of things. This is hands down the best app for creating your YouTube thumbnails. It is a web-based application, so it is available on web as well. So you can access it using web browser. It is a free application for your iPad, iOS devices. Even on Android it is free, so you can access this from any device. Even though it is free, it has got a lot of features to create those fantastic and attractive thumbnails. Canvas has got a lot of ready-made templates that you can use to create any kind of post, be it Instagram post, your logos, your Facebook post, even flyers, posters, even for videos, social media content, and eventually for YouTube channel art and YouTube thumbnail, which is what I use it for. Once you decide what kind of content you want to create, you have got a lot of ready-made templates to choose from. Let's suppose you selected this template. It is very easy to edit this with your personalized touch. Whatever text you want to enter, you can change that. As you can see on the screen currently, I am able to change the text on this template. You can even change the background, color, font size, different type of animations as well. Okay, let's talk about the next app in content creation category, which is YouTube Studio. One of the best apps. If you're a YouTuber, you definitely need this app on your device because it lets you look at your video analytics on the go. It lets you edit your video descriptions and all those things. If you want to add more tags, if you want to change the thumbnail, I just showed you how you can create a thumbnail on the go on Canva and just update it on the YouTube Studio. So it is very handy in that regard. Additionally, it also helps me to keep track of all the different accounts that I have. So currently I have 2 YouTube channels. One is for finance as well. So YouTube Studio gives me everything in one place so that I don't have to go to any other browser or anything. I can access all the information related to my YouTube channels on the go in one app. Next app in this content creation category is iMovie. Obviously for editing videos on the go. I don't use it extensively. I prefer to edit my videos on my Mac rather than doing it on iPad. It feels more natural to edit my videos on Mac. Nevertheless, it gives you an option to edit your videos on the go if you choose to. Don't get me wrong, it is still capable of editing your 4K videos as well on iPad, For me, it's a preference thing because I know all the shortcuts and I'm used to editing my videos on Mac. That's it. Otherwise, if I would have started using iMovie on iPad, maybe I would have used it more. And at the end, just want to mention that it is a really nice experience to be able to play your games on iPad. With its 120Hz screen, your games look really good. For that matter, if you play PUBG on your iPhone versus if you play on your iPad, there is a considerable difference because of that faster refresh rate. As promised in the beginning of this video, let me show you an extremely useful app on your iPad to take your productivity game to next level. You just have to click on this AirPlay button on your Mac and then select your iPad. Once you select your iPad, Sidecar just quickly displays an extended desktop from your Mac on the iOS device. It is treated as a true external display in macOS system preferences, so you can arrange it with the other displays, mirror your Mac and more. The best part is you can take a screenshot using your Apple Pencil and then just edit the screen with your comments using Apple Pencil and just share it across. Please let me know in the comment section if you use any other app, and if you end up using any of the apps that I have mentioned in this video, let me know in the comment section as well. If you like this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more such content. And don't forget to exercise today.